Have you heard of the psychology of the frog and the hot water, where the frog, when dropped in hot water, would immediately jump out of the water because of how hot the water is? But when you put the frog in a very warm water and ordinary water, and you increase the temperature of the water gradually, the frog would adjust its body temperature to the water as the temperature rises until it rises to a point where it actually can't survive and kills the frog and it dies. That simple analogy was something I heard very recently that kind of resonates with me because I think I, for some reasons, was the frog and the water is like life. So I kind of adjusted to situations that weren't good enough for me, that weren't comfortable for me, that weren't, generally just good for me. And this is me basically talking about how I quit my job because I had this master grand plan of chasing my dreams and how I feel, how it all started. The year was 2023 and I was preparing to leave university. I was signing out of university that year. And like with every undergraduate, we are always looking forward to, the next phase of life. Like you're done with school, like, oh, you can't wait. You're super excited for what's about to come. And it's completely different for me because you see, I spent 6 years in uni. I wasn't supposed to. I was studying for 4 years, but I live in a country and I school in a country where things don't actually go to plan. So for reasons beyond me, I didn't have an extra year, I didn't fail the course. But for stupid negligence, I spent 6 years in uni instead of four. And somewhere along the line, I kind of got tired of school and I wanted to drop out. Like I had thoughts of dropping out, like I think twice, but I eventually just pulled through. And so as I was nearing that ending phase of like, okay, this thing is actually happening, and in a few months, I'm going to finish with this phase of my life. I was like excited for it. And I started to get very anxious about what's to come because like, okay, now I've been here for 6 years and I've practically lived all my life for the past 6 years around being a student, around the school. And now I'm going to leave and I don't know what's to come. I have no job. I have all the skills in the world you could think of: photography, video editing, videography, social media management. I have a very solid background in digital marketing as well. I have all those skills, but I couldn't monetize. I can't monetize. I'm broke. I can get clients. Nobody's going to pay me for my skills. Nobody's going to hire me. Because I've always wanted to be a freelancer. I never really believed in going 9 to 5 or full time working for a company. I really loved the flexibility that comes with being a freelancer. You get to work on your own time, on your own schedule. You take your own breaks, you call the shots. But the thing with being a freelancer is there is no certified amount of money coming into your account every month, unlike being an employed 9 to 5er. Freelancing this month could go really well where you make a lot of money, and then the next month could go where you're living off of the money you made in the previous month. That's how volatile it is being a freelancer. Whereas being a 9 to 5er, you're sure that at the end of every month there's this certain amount of money that's coming into my account, and you can plan yourself around that. A few months after being a freelancer, I just finished university, I figured out that it wasn't sustainable. And so I started going on to LinkedIn, going on to Jobberman, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp. I could even be walking on the road and I see a billboard talking about a job opening. I was applying to every job within my niche of being a video editor, videographer, anything that comes in line with what I can do and what I have learned while in uni. I was applying. I was on an application spree. I think I even made a record where I sent out 40 applications within the month of September of 2023. I was applying to every job you could think of. And even though I was desperate for a job, I wasn't going to just jump on any opportunity that I got. I had a price and I had the value that I was, chasing. And so some offers were really, really bad and really disrespectful, and I instantly walked out of them. But I had one offer, a very good offer, at least a very decent offer. This is a new phase of my life, a fresh graduate. Like I was just 2, 3 months out of uni at the time. So like yeah, like I was really excited for this thing to work. I got on the job, and the one thing the interviewer, the HR, and even my direct boss, who happened to be my HOD, hammered to me throughout the phase of the interview was, "Can you work under pressure?" And I was like, "What do you mean under pressure?" Like I'm a student of University of Lagos. What pressure could you probably bring to me that being a student in Unilag haven't brought to me? Come on, one. I live under pressure. I was born for pressure. I can handle any pressure the my way. And they were like, "Okay, pressure boss. Congratulations, you got the job." I was like, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's get it." I was really excited for this phase, and to be honest, I gave it my all. But 1 month into the job, I wanted to quit. Legit, I was like, "My goodness, is this the pressure you guys have been talking about?" I wanted to quit. But I just started, like, I need money. That was it. Like, I needed the money. The money was the motivation I had. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna fight through it. I'm gonna do what I have to do. I'm gonna do what needs to be done to get the life that I want. And 3 months into the job again, I'm like, I think I'm going to quit. But I still was very intrigued by the money. It wasn't like the money was a very big money, but it was good enough. I was able to do something with it, and I had a plan. And so I was into my seventh, 8th month, and I began to plan my exit. Okay, I started to try to put money away for when I'm going to leave the job. I started to plan, okay, when I leave the job, what am I going to do? And I'm like, I'm going to go back to freelancing. It's what I've always wanted to do. It's what I've always loved. I'm not going to go back to corporate because I'm currently in corporate, and trust me, even though my current job is very, very demanding and suffocating, the next one is going to be as demanding as that, probably even more demanding. So I wasn't going to, move from one job to another. I was going to leave this job and set myself up as a freelancer. But that didn't quite go well. But the good thing with all of this is that, we can always try again. And that is what I'm doing right now. So it's very tricky if you don't have a very solid plan to leaving your job. The best advice is not to leave your job. Okay. And I think I understand now why a lot of people, while I was at the job, I realized why a lot of people in 9 to 5 would still keep their job, because of the uncertainty that comes with being a freelancer or being an entrepreneur or being a businessman. Because it's just so volatile. You don't know what's going to happen next. But the reason I was able to jump that train and jump off that train and just jump out and jump into the wild was because I'm still very young. And even though right now there are lots of uncertainties and volatilities happening in my life, I still feel like now was the time for me to, go through this phase and build up for a better future. Coaching and might sound very brave, might sound very confident of you, but it's not really like that. If you don't have a very solid plan, and if you're not disciplined enough to commit to that plan, if you said a 6-month plan, if you said a 1-year plan for life after the job, if you cannot commit to that plan, it is going to be a failure. And that has been my story for the past 6 months now. And I'm trying again, and this time around I hope I am disciplined enough, I hope I am committed enough to stick to the plan I had when I left the job. If you currently have a job and you're thinking of leaving, you can leave, but you need to have a very solid plan. If you don't have a very solid plan, because the one thing with leaving your job and being a 20-year-old is income. Right? If there is no solid income, if there is no steady income, you could get really confused, you could get really stuck, you could get really depressed, even sad, because there's no money coming in and there's no money to fund your dreams and chase your goal and fuel your dreams. If you don't have any of that and you have something paying your bills, put in front of your table, I think sticking to your job might just be the best idea, unless you have a very solid plan. If you stay with me this far, thank you for watching. I'm Fabs, and subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video, like and comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.